The Grain That Built a Hemisphere is really interesting. This is a Disney educational short film from 1943. This is directed by Jack Cutting, David Hand, and Bill Justice, and it's all about corn. And I didn't really ever consider just how much we use corn. And that's today. This was in 1943, of course. And it's really eye-opening. It starts off with the history of corn, the discovery of corn, and how that came about. And then it looks at the use of corn in food, of course, and we use corn in other things like medicine. And it's really kind of incredible. So the information that's shared in this is really interesting, and I rather enjoyed watching it. I found it to be very, very interesting, and I don't necessarily know exactly how much of this is still true today. For example, I have no idea if staple foods are always made with corn in this way, or if the way of processing corn is different. There are some things in this that I definitely know are kind of dated, but some things I think are still the same, and it's just incredible to think that we've been utilising corn for such a long time, and it's not something that I think about that often. So it's definitely very educational, very eye-opening, and I also found that it's beautifully animated. We have a lot of examples of corn being used, being worked with, and it's rather appealing, and I rather liked it. There is one strange moment where somebody holds up this piece of corn and then it fades, and in the background is this building, and it kind of suggests that corn is the foundation on which society is built. Now, maybe that's a tiny stretch, but I think that that's a pretty interesting thought. So very educational, and the animation is really delightful. The narration, I don't know who narrated it. The information is not on IMDb, but I found it very pleasant to listen to, very easy to absorb what we were being told. So absolutely no complaints there either. If you are, I was going to say if you're a fan of corn. If you're a fan of corn, yes, absolutely watch it. But if you're a fan of Disney's educational short films, then I'd say this one is definitely worth watching. I learned a few things. It made me think about some things. Very well animated, nicely edited together. No complaints at all. I think that The Grain That Built a Hemisphere is pretty interesting, and if you have 10-ish minutes to spare, I'd say it's worth checking out.